Welcome back. Now, there's a lot of conjecture over who it is that former President Trump is going to choose as his running mate. Senator Britt, who has faced some sharp criticism even from within her own party after delivering the Republican rebuttal to Biden's State of the Union, has been noted as a potential choice. Okay, so the news on Britt is the White House is not wasting the opportunity to pile on Britt, who it was found the very terrifying and graphic story that she told didn't happen recently about a woman being sexually assaulted, and it didn't happen in the United States. It happened in Mexico, and it happened in Mexico in like 2004. Jeff, I do not want to gratuitously dump on Britt here, but
should we dump the exact right amount then?
Yes, you should. A precision-guided munition about Britt and this moment.
Precision dumping. You got it. It was shockingly bad. I have not encountered anyone who's defending it. It was so bad, part of me thought it was going to turn into porn. My body told me that's what follows this level of acting.
Oh dear.
It was just that bad. And as you pointed out, it contained an untruth.
Yeah.
That story did not happen in Biden's America. It happened in Mexico in the mid-2000s. She also at one point said, Biden's reckless spending put this economy in a hole. I wonder if you'd find any economist in the world who would endorse that characterization of what happened. You can debate the merits of the American Rescue Plan, but to say Biden's reckless spending put the economy in a hole, that is not accurate. So bad on the substance, terrible on the delivery. I mean, she sounded like a high school drama teacher telling a ghost story to somebody who barely speaks English. It was real bad, and I can't think it helped her chances to become vice president.
But you know who else she sounded like? She sounded, and I follow a lot of ex-evangelical and Christian spaces, and a lot of the women who grew up in that world, as I did, observed that she sounded a lot like an evangelical pastor's wife in her delivery. Yes. And I think that was not an accident. To me, that whole speech felt calculated toward suburban women and particularly toward conservative-leaning independent women, and a really important voting bloc in this election.
As a conservative-leaning independent suburban woman.
Yes, you are. You are all those things. That's true.
The speech, the factual errors, I thought, were the least of its problems. People are taking it in visually. The staging, the outfit, the delivery, I thought were all off key. That being said, you raised the fact that she's being considered as Trump's running mate, and I thought, I don't think this is going to hurt her. The pile-on, I think, actually helps her, and that is going to attract her to Trump. And by the way, she's still beautiful. Her husband is still a former NFL football player. And those are things, I don't think she will take a major hit. This will blow over in a week.
Drucker,
I don't think she will take a major hit in Trump's eyes.
Listen, I agree with Eliana, but I want to say that there were two different speeches. If you read the speech as written, very effective, very on point, notwithstanding the untruths and the spin within it. It is where a lot of Americans are on some of these issues. And as written, it could have a lot of appeal to suburban voters who are like, I don't know what to do with these two choices I have. You know what? That sounds pretty good. The delivery was what made it problematic. And I bet you Britt is a sharp operator, and I think a future Senate Republican leader, like minority leader, majority leader, she will fix this and go back and look at the tape, and you probably won't see that kind of overacting again from her. Look, I'm from L.A. I know overacting. And that was completely unnecessary. The only thing she might have done to hurt her chances of being selected as Trump's running mate is she didn't mention Trump at all in the speech. But this is for you, Chris. He took to Twitter. He took to Truth Social.
Took to Truth Social.
And he gave her an attaboy. So I don't know that he necessarily didn't like it.
Yeah, and being a victim has value in today's Republican Party. Like that is a thing. If you can become a big enough object of scorn and derision, it actually gets you some brownie points. Okay. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.